It's another VOD. This time, a gold division. What is this? Where's my diamond division, folk? Okay, so we're playing Lyonar. No, actually, this is the Aggro-nar. So as you see there, it's represented by that 1/4, 1 mana 1/4 Silver Guard Recruit Knight. I don't know. And also Azurite Lion, Divine Bonds, lots of minions and spells that buff lots of low attack minions. In my experience, it's not that effective. It's not that consistently good like Lyonar is. Or to say Lyonar is effective, it's consistently like a 70% win rate or something like that. I haven't gotten the exact stats, but it feels like it. Or 70 to 80% even. But it's really boring to play, as you can imagine. And also you feel pretty gross because it's, you know, if you ever played against a Lyonar or played as a Lyonar, you know. So I'm contemplating right now using my Tempest to get rid of his 4/3 and then kill his 1/4, effectively giving me board control. But it comes with a price. I could definitely keep that guy alive and move him up to the Mana Crystal or buff him or any number of things. Yeah, okay, so that's probably what I would have done, even going back with the knowledge. And even though, like thinking like, oh, it's just a 1/1, I still have board control. That's a minion that I can buff. That's a minion that I can summon other minions off of. That's a minion I can Holy Immolation off. Even having a 1/1 on the board with Lyonar, or Lyonar rather, is it's not vital, but it's effective. Which is why I went for that instead of maybe something else. So it looks like this guy is doing a bit of an Aggro-nar. Oh yeah, that's what I call it, Aggro-nar. And to my knowledge, I think I made this up myself, but I'm sure there's lots of variations and deck lists of it up. Speaking of which, I gotta remind myself to put the deck list up on this post game. If I even have like this deck still in my whatever. So right there, I don't know what happened to my 1/1 guy, but I guess he died. Probably True Strike, I'm thinking. I think I saw the animation for that in my peripheral vision. And then went ahead and put on my shield or armor, whatever, and destroyed his Alacrity. Even though Alacrity isn't that great with Lyonar, unless you can get like a Divine Bond combo off. It's pretty rare. You know, someone mentioned actually on the subreddit about using the 2/8 Alacrity. I don't remember the character's name, but it does sound like something you could probably do. A lot of this deck focuses on low attack, high defense minions, and using stuff like Divine Bonds and buffing attack. And like I was saying before, it's not very effective. I found myself, people can easily deal with these threats typically. I don't actually get to use the buffing mechanic a lot. I don't use a Tempest, do I? No, I just kind of flood the board. So like that is a pretty good combo right there. But it is pretty mana costly. And then like Skywind Glaives, I've actually never used that. I put this deck together 2 months ago almost, and I've never played Skywind Glaives. Kind of embarrassing actually, but it's a good card. I can never find the opportunity to use it. Maybe if they lowered the mana cost, because like compared to Hearthstone, the mana cost in Duelists are, you have to be much more aware of them. So 3 mana, since you're maxed at 8 mana in this game, I believe it's 8 mana. It's actually right there. I'm looking right at it. 2, 4, 6. It looks like 8. I don't know. I can't count. So 3 mana in context of 8 mana as opposed to 10 mana is huge, especially in this game where games are pretty close to ending around 8 mana. Whereas in Hearthstone, I think average game length for me, at least, was around 14 turns or so. A bit, a couple turns past turn 10. So if games are ending close to the 8 mana mark, using a 3 mana card that doesn't actually do a whole lot is something you can't really make room for. Which is why a lot of the high mana cost cards that are sitting at 8 and 8 or 7 and 8 mana, like Safari Elder, are so incredibly powerful. Like the scale just like goes exponentially, curves up, when you get to the higher mana cost cards, because by that point the game is already pretty much over. So that card could definitely use a mana reduction, and also that'd be really cool because then if you just buff this one card, you can make whole decks off of it, and it can change the meta entirely off of this one small change. We can see a resurgence in Aggro-nar instead of Lyonar, which would be cool. Or buffing mechanics in general could use a buff. So you can see more swarming, because there's already quite the influx. And I haven't been talking about the game at hand here because I'm pretty much winning. I've got board control. And you know what it is? This deck is a winning when you're winning. When you already have board control and you place these buffing cards on them, you gain not only the minion, the buff. Wait, okay, that's just two things then. You gain the buff plus the minion, plus you get more board control. So you get more when you're already ahead. Which I guess is why it doesn't work that well. So when you fall behind in the early game, it's difficult to come back, especially when your whole combo revolves around having 2+ minions on the board, and you can only hold up to the 6 cards in your hand. So you can't just hold on to a bunch of low-cost minions and then buff them all like you can in Hearthstone. Which I guess is also kind of hand-to-hand why it doesn't work that well in this game, which kind of sucks. But anyway, so yeah. So the rest of this game, I think I'm just kind of going through, placing units, buffing them. Even though this game still goes on for quite a while, we're only actually 60% through it, which is strange. I guess he heals up a lot. I think he's but see, he's not a Lyonar though. Or at least not a regular Lyonar. Because he had that 4/4 guy. Whose turn is it? It's his turn. So as you've seen, I still have not used the glaive, the 3 mana card over there on the left. Also, you have to keep in mind it's an artifact. I wish I could see the exact text of it right now. I think, is it any minions near your general gain +2 attack? See, that's even as an effect, that's not that great. See, let's assume for a moment you gave every minion on the board +2 attack permanently, alright? For 3 mana. Even then, it still wouldn't be that great. So to say that it's an artifact, which can be destroyed, and it's only minions near your general, it's really just not a very good card now that I think about it. Maybe if it said +2/+2, that'd be pretty cool. If you gave it +2 health as well, then you're giving your already relatively beefy minions a bit more beef on there on top. And also, it can lead to better trading. See, as it is right now, it's a mechanic that doesn't mesh with Lyonar that well. He's not someone who takes high attack minions and burst somebody down. He's more about effective trading. So maybe if they added a health mechanic to that, even if it was 2 health instead of 2 attack, I think that'd be a lot better. 'Cause it's about good trade. So maybe it's just a card that doesn't synergize both. Oh, okay, there we go. So I just called myself a liar. I said I'd never use that card, but it looks like I do eventually use that because I don't actually have a lot of different options here. So I need to get rid of the Iron Cliff because he's got it in a really good position. 5, 9. So I'm pretty sure I get rid of it this turn, but it does take a lot off of me. Yeah, so I continue to box him in here. Wait, did I mean to do that? Was that a misclick? I could have... I'm sure I should have placed in that top left guy. That top left corner that he's sitting in. Oh man, why did I do that? That seems like a stupid mistake. I hope that was a misclick. Because now we can place the unit there and then Holy Immolation in if he wanted to. Hopefully he doesn't though. That was a really bad mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, when you're playing against a Lyonar, any Lyonar, assume that they have Holy Immolation. And don't place your units in a position that could get a lot of your units in around a 3x3 tile set, whatever tiling. You don't want to have units around that 3x3 tile, because then they can all get hit by Holy Immolation for 4 damage, which is quite a lot. Most units in this game hover around 2 health, 3 health. And I think a lot, and then they kind of skip 4 health and then go to 5 health. It's actually 1 health, 2 health, 3 health, skip 4 health, and then go to 5 health. Off the top of my head, I think it's Emerald Rejuvenator. And I don't know. A lot of them. Oh, okay. There's one force. That guy, okay, you finally surrendered. It's about time. Long game. War of Attrition. I won through board control. That's pretty much it.